Hey guys, going to be working on some sinew. These are leg sinew. These are fairly long ones. You can get various lengths depending on the animal. You can kind of see I've got a few different piles going. I've got my longer pile happening here, sort of smaller pile here, and then just scrap ends. I'll demonstrate kind of what I mean when so basically I pound it from this stage, dried, just raw. I still get the casing on it in most places. So I pound it to this stage. So you can kind of see there's a casing on here that you can kind of peel off and get rid of prior to, like some of that's got sinew on it still, but you can get rid of most of this casing, and I just throw it in my scrap pile and get rid of that because you don't want that on your bow. And just get rid of it. Put it in your scrap pile and make good glue if you boil it down. And you can kind of see it exposes all these clean fibers in here. So basically what I do is I pound it to this stage, and then where the fork is, I throw out my vise, and this one's pretty solid, and I separate it. Once I pound this, I pull this apart. And you can kind of see I've done that with some of these pieces here. Like this used to be a piece. Continued from the fork right there. So pound it all up, make it look just broken up, and then you can separate those and keep the pieces as long as possible. As you're going along, you'll break it down further and further. So basically you pull off a strip, and then I go midpoint and pull it and separate it. And then I get my fibers, and if I see it has clumpy ends, I take my fingernail and I scrape that off, because you don't want those little bits. Anything can come off with your fingernail you don't want on your bow. Same on this end. This end's pretty good. It's got some tag ends there. Clean those off. And yeah, that's good. And then I get a decent pile. And I'm gonna do about 50 grams on this little bow here, which I've just got a couple size coats on with some 10% sturgeon glue. And I probably another 5 or 6 coats on those, get the sinew ready to go, separate my 2 half bundles and lay it on. I'm just gonna do 1 layer on this bow and just extend my draw. So just a quick demonstration on how to separate your sinew and get it worked down better. This is all pre-washing it and just getting it all free of as much debris as you can, dry before you go and take it to your wash tub and get it all cleaned up and degreased with some soap. So that's how I do it. I use Dawn dish soap. Works good, getting the grease gone. And so this is just a way of separating your sinew. And if you find it is binding up on you in the middle here, where the knee joint is, just split it apart. And you can kind of see here, there's a bunch of shorter ends here, but longer ends here. So you try to salvage some of that. So I go halfway and I just pull. And then I end up with a little less waste. And then you just break it down further and further until you get it to some finer fibers. So just a quick demonstration. Thanks for looking, guys.